This is your zebra-friendly Hatha yoga sequence for your home practice as a restorative practice and to gently build strength and connection to the body. You can do this practice on the mat, or if you prefer, you could do it in your bed. Start by lying down and just bringing your awareness to your breath. You might like to close your eyes here, or just looking somewhere with limited distractions. Before we begin moving, just checking in with the body to notice any tension, tightness, stiffness, any pain, or perhaps any areas of softness, relaxation, comfort, any areas of the body feeling good and pleasant. Checking in with your energy and your capacity today. Please make modifications throughout this practice to make this most suitable for you. If you haven't already, bring your feet to the floor with your knees bent. So you're lying on your back. This position is called crook lying. Knees are bent, feet on the floor. And just bring your arms by your side, or if you find it helpful, you could rest your hands onto your belly. As you take a breath in, you might notice that the belly rises, and as you exhale, belly falls. Breathing in, feel the rise. Exhale, feeling the fall. Starting to bring the breath a little bit more structured now. On your next inhale, breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out for 4, 3, 2. We're going to add length on. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 4. Breathing out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 4. Breathing out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's repeat 2 more rounds here. Breathing out. Breathing in for 4. Breathing out for 8. Bring your hands to the floor beside you, letting your breath return to a natural rhythm. This time pressing down into the soles of your feet, lifting your hips up off the ground into a bridge. And then lower down. Breathing in to prepare. Breathing out as you lift the hips up. Breathing in to prepare. Breathing out to lift the hips up. 3 more here. If you'd like a little bit more, as you lift your hips up, you can reach your arms overhead towards the ground behind you and lower them down as you lower your hips. Last round. And lowering down. Beautiful. Bring your knees into your chest and just hold them there. You can wrap your arms around your shins, hugging knees to chest. Notice your breath. And then options here to lift your legs into tabletop position or 90-90, which will be a little more intense. Or bring your feet down to the floor but keep your knees bent. And in either position, you're going to start to twist. So you can rock your knees or your legs side to side. Just small, gentle ranges. And then eventually let them fall all the way over to one side. Letting your legs rest on the ground, but stay lying on your back. So your hips might have lifted off, but backs of the shoulders and upper back stay on the floor. If it's possible or comfortable for you, you can turn your head to look away from your knees. And then let the breath expand in the belly. Feeling again that rise and fall. Staying here for a few more breaths. Then slowly and gently bring yourself back to the center again. Give your back a bit of a chance to settle, feeling any difference that might be present side to side. And then again with legs in the air or feet on the ground, allowing them to fall all the way to the other side. You could turn your head to look away if you want a little bit more intensity. Breathe into the belly. Softening and relaxing. Staying here for a few more breaths. And then slowly, gently bringing yourself back to the center. From here, we're going to come onto hands and knees. So take your time, either rolling through your side or you can come up through sitting. But changing yourself over until you're on your hands and knees. If you're having any trouble with your wrists, this is a good strengthening exercise, but if it's feeling a little too much, you can pop your elbows up on a box or something a little higher so that you can do this on your elbows. From here, with your hips stacked above your knees, shoulders above your wrist, take a breath in. As you exhale, send your butt back towards your heels so that your arms start to stretch in front of you and your body moves backwards. As you breathe in, come forwards onto that hand and knee position again. Your hands and knees stay on the floor, but your body moves in relation to them. Butt goes back towards the heels, chest comes towards the ground. Taking a breath in to return to that child's pose. Let's make it a little slower and a little longer. Slow breath out as you send your hips back towards your heels. Breathing in to come back, hands and knees. Slow breath out, send your butt back towards your heels. And slowly back to your hands and knees. Last one here, slow breath out. Slowly sending your hips back towards the heels. And coming forwards to your hands and knees. Just take a moment here, and if you find that movement and being a little more dynamic has increased your heart rate, or you're feeling a little uncomfortable, just pause the recording here and you can resume when you feel ready. Otherwise, you're going to step your right foot forwards so that you're in a kneeling lunge. Left knee is on the ground, left shin and foot are on the ground. Right foot is on the floor in front of you, and you might use your hands to balance here, or if you feel okay, you can bring your arms off the ground and place them on the right thigh. Lunge forward slightly here. You might feel some sensation through the left thigh, like a stretch. You might feel a little bit of work happening around the right hip as you press your heel down into the floor. And we're going to hold here. Letting your breath just flow easily. If you find your back knee is uncomfortable, you could always put a little bit of padding or a pillow underneath the knee. But we're going to come back now and repeat this position on the other side. Left foot steps forward, right knee and shin are on the ground. Hands can be on the ground to support you, or if it feels okay, coming up and resting them on the thigh. Find that breath. Sometimes there can be a few wobbles here, it's okay. Having a sense of drawing your inner thighs towards each other without actually moving them, but just engaging those adductor muscles of the inner thigh can help to give you a little bit more stability and make it a little bit more comfortable on hypermobile hips if that's you. 2 more rounds of breath. And then bringing yourself back, you're going to find a seated position. Take your time here. As we near the end of the practice, we're preparing our body to be able to tolerate some stillness for a bit of meditation. And also building up capacity for that more upright positions like sitting and standing. So with your legs crossed, or you can have them sitting on a chair if that feels more comfortable for you. You're going to twist. Bring your right hand to the outside of the left knee and turn your body to the left. No straining or forcing here. But just finding a place where there's a little bit of stretch. And stay holding. Breathing into the belly. Another option here, if the cross leg position isn't comfortable for you, is to have one leg out long and then one knee bent. And then you turn towards the bent knee. So you're in more of an L-sit position. You don't have to do the same shape on the other side. If you want to try a different option, you're welcome to. Bring yourself back to the center, and then if your legs are crossed, cross the other leg on top. Or if you have one leg out and one leg bent, just swap them over. Turning towards the right side this time. Find a place where there's a bit of stretch, a bit of sensation, or where you feel that that's enough range for you. Breathe into the body, softening the belly. And we'll stay here a little longer. If you're sitting on the ground, you've got a few options here. You could stretch your legs out long in front of you. You could bend your knees and have the soles of your feet touching each other. Or you could have them out a little wider, so kind of in a V position. But we're going to come into a forward fold. You can bring your hands towards your shins or on the ground in front of you. And start to round your spine, letting your chest and head come towards the ground. They certainly don't need to get to the ground, but just heading in that direction. And you should feel a nice stretch here through the backs of your legs, the lower and upper back, and sometimes the back of the neck. Allow your head to drop forwards. And breathe. This position can be a little intense, so maybe ease out of it if it's too much. Or you can stay and hold. Allowing the breath to fill the body, keeping it nice and gentle. And then to finish, we're going to come into Savasana. So you can lie down on your back. If you're on the floor, feel free to pop a pillow underneath your knees or behind your head. You could even pop yourself onto the couch or in bed. And just allowing your body to rest. Know that for some of us, this sedentary position can be really challenging. It might be quite uncomfortable for you to be still, and you might find your mind quickly starts to think about what's next, what you're going to do after this, and moving forward in time. That's certainly not uncommon. But when you notice that happening, just bring your mind back to this present moment, knowing that rest and restorative practices after some movement are incredibly important for our body, for our nervous system, and that it's just as valuable for you to rest and be still as it is for you to be doing. Take a few more moments here. And if you have more time, I'd encourage you to rest for a few more minutes. And if not, please move slowly and gently as you bring yourself out of this position, giving your toes, fingers a wiggle, moving your ankles, and then slowly bringing yourself to sitting. Ideally from here, moving into a breath practice and then a meditation of your choosing would be a really beautiful way to have a complete practice of movement, breath, and meditation. Or leave it here and take this mindfulness with you forward in your day. Enjoy.